Hey everybody, what's up? This is Tion coming back with. It's been a little while since I've had these words of encouragement here on Facebook and things like that. So there was something that was really sticking in my heart, and I just wanted to share it with you. I want to share with you. Some of you may have felt like, like I'm not going to church. Like if I walk in the doors of the church, the whole thing is just gonna explode. Like I'm gonna catch fire. The pews are gonna catch fire. It's gonna be a real bad situation. Maybe you felt like your life was too bad or whatever the case is. But I want to share with you something that I learned about recently. There was a man in the Bible. His name was Mephibosheth. Yeah, Mephibosheth. I know, but that was his name. I'm not making this up. He had a pretty rough life. And so I was thinking maybe some of you guys could relate to him. First of all, when he was like 5 years old, his dad was killed. His dad was the king at the time, and his dad was killed. His brothers were killed. And so his caretaker, his nurse, as she was trying to get him out of danger, he was about 5 years old. She was running. She tripped and fell. He flew out of her hands, hit the ground hard, wound up paralyzed from the waist down. This is a pretty rough way to start your life. And some of you guys may actually be able to relate to that. I mean, I know some of you have had a really rough childhood. Growing up just was no picnic, man. It was pretty rough. So this is the kind of life that he had. And as he was growing up, he lived in hiding because he was afraid that the new king, because he was a relative of the old king, the new king would try to take him out. So he lived his life in hiding, and he was always afraid. Like he did everything he could to avoid the king. But one day the king found out that he was alive, and he sent messengers to go and get him. And he figured, you know what, this is it, man. The king found me, and it's over for me. I mean, I'm sure some of you at some point in your life, you got to a point where you felt like you hit rock bottom. Like this was it. I don't see any way out of this. When Mephibosheth got to the king, he just fell down on his face, just bowed down before him, probably hoping the king would get it over quickly. You know, I know there's times in your life where you were just like, forget it. Like, I know you threw up your hands and you were just like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. Life is too rough. It's too hard. I don't see any way out of this. I don't know how I'm going to be able to make it. I'm done. And that's where he was. But what changed, what blew my mind is what the king said to Mephibosheth when he got there. He said, Mephibosheth, I've been looking for you, but I haven't been looking for you to do you any harm. I've been looking for you because I want to show kindness to you. See, the interesting thing was Mephibosheth's father, his name was Jonathan. He was really good to this new king. Even before he was king, he was really good to him. And so now that he's king, he's thinking to himself, I want to find somebody I can, repay that kindness to. Was there anybody still alive of this guy's family so that I could be good to him? And Mephibosheth was the last one left. So as Mephibosheth is down there bowing before the king's going, I called you here because, well, I want to be good to you. And not even because of you. I want to be good to you because of who your father was. Listen, some of you guys have been running from church for a long time and you figured, listen, I live my life too bad. Some of you got some bad family scenarios that have brought you where you are. You've done a lot of stuff. You've been out there kind of doing your thing and you're thinking to yourself, there's no way that I'm going to church. I mean, God is like, he'll strike me dead as soon as I get in there. But there's a message for you here. And the message is real simple. God is looking for you. Just like messengers were sent to Mephibosheth, God is sending messengers to you. Messengers like me and anybody else who has tried to share the gospel with you or ask you to come to church. These messengers are looking for you to bring you to the king, not because the king wants to do you any harm. In fact, God, the king, he's been looking for you because he wants to show you kindness. Not because you were so good or perfect or not because your life was so great. God wants to show you kindness because of his son. I'm sure Jesus came down here and he died on the cross for you, and then he was resurrected and he ascended again to go be with his father. And now that he's up there, Jesus is looking at me and he's looking at you and he's saying, Father, show them kindness. If they'll come to me, show them kindness. Not because they were so worthy of it, but because I'm asking you to. So listen, I know your life hasn't been perfect. I know you made a lot of mistakes. Listen, some of them were accidents. Some of the stuff you did on purpose. You knew it was wrong. You did it anyway. I know. But God is still looking for you anyway. And he's not looking for you to take you out. He's not looking for you to shut you down. He's looking for you because he wants to show you kindness. I mean, don't you feel like an exile sometimes? Don't you feel like the world is closing in on you sometimes? Don't you feel hopeless sometimes and you just want to throw your hands up and say, forget it? Well, that's the kind of life that Mephibosheth was living in hiding. But the king is looking for you. And he's not looking for you to make your life worse. He's looking for you because he wants to show you kindness. So let him come to the king and let him show you kindness. I hope you got something out of that. Listen, share this with somebody that you know. Maybe they need to hear this too. Until next time.